Hey, there's the music. That means it's time for Animal Talk. Some of the best doggone pet people on the planet helping you with your pet, one pooch at a time. It's America's Pet Show, Animal Talk. Thanks for being with us. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, do all those podcast things in all the podcast places. We truly appreciate you coming around. AnimalTalkRadio.com is the website, and of course WearingFunny.com if you're looking for some gear, some pet parent gear, some funny t-shirts. They're all there. They're available for you. Appreciate our sponsor, WearingFunny.com. Great place. Go check them out. And for your pet help and information, you're in the right spot. We're going to help you out. We have years and years of animal calls and emails and interviews, and we're sharing them all with you on these Animal Talk Rewinds. Now, Animal Talk, it is for entertainment purposes only, so make sure you check with your local veterinarian, your local trainer, if you have any issues coming up, and we're here to help. Our professionals always got great ideas, too, so here we go, having a little bit of fun. It's Animal Talk.
Like the guy sitting across from me.
I'm Dr. Brad Davis, here to answer any veterinary questions you might have.
The brightest of the bunch next to me.
I'm Donna Fournier, and I'm here to answer any training questions.
Of course, always, you got something cold-blooded. Our buddy Roark from reptilesafari.org can help you out with those snakes and lizards. Hey. And if you got a fish problem, something in an aquarium, we got Kelly, our aquarist. Kelly's on the line today as well to help out. Kelly, thanks for being part of the crew today.
Of course. Anytime.
Elieen with a cat. Elieen, what's happening?
Well, I have a cat. She's about 15 years old, and she wakes me up almost every night by meowing. And typically it'll be, I'll be in my room. I have to shut her out. I have a fan going. I have the air conditioner on. I wear earplugs, and she still wakes me up. So
Wow.
I hate to have to go through that every night, so I would love to be able to just keep my bedroom door open, and maybe you can help me with that.
Well, why are you shutting the door at this way? She comes up and meows at you if she's in the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she wakes me up about 3 o'clock in the morning, 3, 4, sometimes like a half hour before the alarm goes off, if she'll let me even sleep that long. But, yeah, she'll walk around the house meowing.
Has this been going on for 15 years, Elieen? You're just getting annoyed now?
Well, maybe I used to be more patient when I was younger.
I was going to say, I need to find a woman like you that won't get annoyed with me for like 15 years. Mine was after like 7.
Actually, I don't think it has been going on that long. But
all right.
Maybe just as she's gotten older. It seems.
Okay. So it's been going on for a while. It's not a brand new behavior, but it's not a 15-year deal.
Okay.
Right.
And do you typically feed her meals where she's on a schedule with this? Or, you said sometimes she wakes you up before the alarm goes off, so she could be getting into the I need food and I need it now.
Yeah, she could be getting hungry. I usually feed her twice a day, like around 5 p.m. and then in the morning at about 6 a.m.
Okay. That's actually really good to have them on a schedule. I always talk about scheduling really important for dogs, but cats need this as well. So one of the things that you can do before you go to bed at night, one of my favorite toys to use for a situation like this, for kitties who do tend to be up and about. Now, they are nocturnal by nature typically for that 1 hour a day that they're awake. It's usually in the middle of the night. So you want to give her a toy that will also kind of quench that desire to eat. One of the things you can do, it also brings out the prowling and the hunting behavior that cats love. That's just part of them. We got to go and pounce and hunt and earn our food. You can go to, there's a website called Busy Balls. I think it was busypets.com. Is that what it was? I'll have to look it up, but it is it's called a busy ball. You can find these in most pet stores now, or something that's very similar to it. It's a ball that you can put food inside of. Okay. You can get busypettoys.com. That's what it is. That's the website. You can find one of them. But you can find at any pet store anything that'll dispense food is what you're looking at. And before you go to bed at night, you're going to take a small handful of the food and you're going to put it in this toy. You're going to leave the toy somewhere far away from the bedroom at first. So you're just going to kind of put it out there, leave it there, and she'll find it in the middle of the night when she's hungry. She'll start kicking around this ball, and food will come flying out of it. So that's something that can occupy her. They do make them small enough for kitties. If you go to a pet store, if you don't go to busypettoys.com and get one, you can go into a pet store. You can find them there. And anything that'll dispense food will be a good idea for you. It's not unusual, especially if we're 15 and if you've had her checked out by the vet recently and everything else seems to be okay. We're not having any medical issues, anything like that. They can get their days and nights screwed up as they get older, just like we do. So this could either be we're hungry in the middle of the night, or this could be we're kind of screwed up on what our schedule is. So keep that food schedule the same, but then give her something to do during the night that she has to work at to get that food out of it, and that'll keep her occupied. So, and keep away. There are some toys that do talk at the same time. Keep away from those ones. Otherwise, that'll wake you up all night.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the information.
Right. Elieen, thanks for the call.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
AnimalTalkRadio.com. And we'll do another email. And we'll do another email that we had on the site that came in for us. And they usually go a little something like this.
To your Animal Talk.
Incoming subspace signal.
Oh, well, wait.
Incoming subspace signal.
There you go.
What is meant by being a positive dog trainer? Is that better than a negative or just different? And this is signed William.
Well, what they mean by a positive dog trainer, typically positive reinforcement is what's used. Something along the lines of clicker training would fall into this category, using treats or toys as motivators to get the dog to perform in a certain manner. There's not really one that's good or perfect, as all dogs are different and all dogs require different things and learn by different means. So if somebody says that I'm a positive trainer, you're looking for somebody who typically works with praise or treats or reward motivators. And that can work wonderfully if you have a dog that's motivated by what you're offering. Now, on the verse, there are some that would be considered, quote, military trainers or more balanced training practices. There's a lot of different methods out there, and there's not one that's perfect or fit for all dogs. So to say there's one that's better than another, there are some that I prefer. As my personal choice, I prefer balanced training methods as opposed to one extreme or the other. So if you have a question about training, visit several trainers, sit in on their classes, and go with what you feel works best for you and your dog.
It's like I say about medicine. There is no right or wrong. It just so happens that I'm
right. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that way. I just didn't want to come off as being arrogant.
We got another question for Kelly, our fish expert, and a joke from Colin, another bad animal joke of the week. It's a 2-for-1 sale. Animal Talk. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Jamie. I got to hop on in here and remind you about our sponsor, WearingFunny.com. WearingFunny.com for all your pet parent T-shirt needs. Head on over WearingFunny.com and check out the vast array of amazing, hilarious T-shirts. Thoughtful, cuddly, and cute for you and your kitties and your puppies. And hey, we take requests. If you have a critter that we don't have represented, let us know. We'll get you connected with just the perfect shirt for you and your critters, showing your love for being the best pet parent you can possibly be. WearingFunny.com. Back to the show.
And problems with a fish. Today, joining the crew is going to be helping us out from time to time. Kelly is with us. Kelly, thanks so much for being around.
You're welcome.
And Kelly, I believe we have another email we wanted a little help with.
Sure. It's Dear Animal Talk.
What's this? A letter for me.
I recently acquired a 55-gallon tank with one Oscar. He is about 6 inches in length, and I was told he was about 5 months old.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
I also have a Jack Dempsey, which is about 3 inches long. The people who had them fed them fish pellets. I have put 2 small feeder fish in the tank with them. They both seem to be disinterested in them. Is there any way to train the fish to eat live food? I would like to start them on live food, but I'm afraid of starving them if I discontinue the pellet feeding. Please reply. And this is signed Wilson.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, both of those fish are aggressive eaters.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about starving them.
Okay.
You can wean a fish off of dry foods like you would wean a cat or a dog by feeding them a mix of both live food and their pellets, and wait for them to get hungry enough, and eventually they'll eat the live food, as long as it's small. You want to start out small, and you can get bigger as you go on, but, you know, it's like getting a puppy off of puppy food. Mm-hmm. It's the same concept for fish.
Excellent. All right, Kelly, she is our resident mermaid.
I've always wanted to be a mermaid.
I think, because we're trying to figure out a name for you, Kelly. It's like, so Kelly, she's our resident mermaid.
I like it.
Sounds good.
All right, so Kelly, our resident mermaid, she's here to help you with any fish questions, and of course, we're here to help you no matter what kind of pet you have and what kind of problem you're having. We have the pet experts standing by, but we like to have a little fun along the way.
Who's bad?
It's time for the bad animal joke of the week.
Who's bad?
That's right, the bad animal joke of the week. If you'd like to send one in, send it to me, Jamie at animaltalkradio.com, Jamie at animaltalkradio.com. And the jokes don't have to be good.
No.
They can
By
be
definition.
bad. They, sometimes they're funny. Most of the ones I read are not.
In concept, yes. Sometimes
so
they're
there
fun.
you go. So there you go. And, we're having a 2-for-1 sale. We got a zoo crew with us today, and Colin's helping us out. And I did a bad animal joke earlier, and I offered it up to Colin for him to do another one. My bad animal joke earlier was, what do cats eat for breakfast? The answer, Mice Krispies.
Okay.
Colin, what is your joke, sir?
What do cats eat for dessert?
What do cats eat for dessert?
Fish Krispies.
Fish crispy. Oh, that's actually he went the other route and went for a funny joke.
Yeah.
As opposed to mine, not so much. Okay. All right, there you go. If you have a bad animal joke and you'd like to subject people to it, you can send it to us, Jamie at animaltalkradio.com, and we will subject people to your bad animal joke as well. Brad, you got one there?
Sure, dear Animal Talk.
You've got mail.
Whenever my dog's in public, he barks and barks, even in the training class. It's so embarrassing. I know he disturbs everyone else in the class. How can I stop him? And this is signed Matthew.
Okay. Now, makes me curious why it wouldn't be addressed in training class.
Wow.
This is something that's not uncommon. I did have a Basset that did that in class one time, and I had her step out so I could conduct the class, get the students started, and then I went and focused my attention on her.
Well, Bassets are howly, noisy dogs, aren't
yes,
they?
They are. Yes, they can be. Any dog can be, really.
Right.
I mean, some dogs, yes, are more kind of stereotypically put into that. Like everybody says a beagle, right. I own a beagle who hardly barks, so I'm very fortunate. But when you do have an animal that spends a lot of time barking, this can come from a lot of different reasons. It can be sheer excitement at what's going on, and they have no other way to deal with it other than to be vocal. Some of them are stressed, and again, to be vocal is a way that we outlet that stress. So one of the things that I like to teach them is to do something that we consider to be incompatible. If we don't want him to bark, we have to give him something else to do that makes it impossible for him to bark. Typically, getting them to follow a command will stop that. However, you have your dyed-in-the-wool barkers. I've seen them. I've dealt with them. You can do one of two things. First, you can teach them to focus all of their excitement, their joy, and energy into a toy. If you know that your dog has a favorite toy, my beagle is, for example, trained with a tennis ball. The dog will do anything for a tennis ball. So the tennis ball is where she puts all of her focus. So when something exciting or stressful, or as we're going through our walk and we're seeing other dogs, the tennis ball becomes her focus so that she doesn't have to worry about the other dogs on the walk.
Okay.
So you can train them to get their focus more on a toy. Doesn't always work with men in particular. As I'm sitting here.
Oh, snap.
I think there's a way to get a guy's attention.
Well, no. That's focus on something more positive. Now, the other thing that you can do is teach them what we call a play exercise. Barking we do consider to be play, something a dog enjoys to do. So you'll teach them how to play, when to play. So you'll say, let's play. That's their command. You'll get them playing. You'll encourage them to be vocal or jump or do any of these other behaviors that you're not necessarily fond of. So you get them to do that during the command, let's play. After they've played for a few minutes, you've got them sufficiently worked up and excited, you're going to say enough or that's it to end it. If they do not end the play, you have to back it up with some sort of correction. That can be a noise correction using a throw chain or a shaker can. You can also use a choke collar, pinch collar, snap lead, or in the most extreme case, an electronic training tool. You give them the correction that lets them know that they did not do what you had asked of them.
Mm-hmm.
When they stop the play, good dog, what a good dog you are. And then repeat it all over again. Let's play, enough, or that's it. Stops the play. If they don't stop, the correction takes place. You repeat this over and over and over and over again until they are responding to that's it. They understand that when you say that's it, that's the command to stop whatever it is you're doing. That could be jumping, playing, sitting, laying down, anything. When you say that's it, there is no more. We're done with whatever we were working on. So you do that until the dog is under that command and understands when I say that's it, there's no more. Eventually, you'll be able to wipe out the barking altogether because during this play exercise, each time they start the behavior, the play stops, they learn that if I want to continue to play, I have to stop this behavior. So you can learn to wipe it out entirely.
All right.
Lots and lots of repetition.
There you go. Of course, Brad is here with all your medical concerns covered. He is the chief of staff of the Garden City VCA. He is wearing the white cloak during the week and,
scaring away all the animals.
Having puppies turn their head and coughing.
Yeah.
Heck of a job, but he's a heck of a man to do it.
All of the animal kingdom is my finger puppet.
There you go.
Yo, man.
Yuck.
It's not right.
Oh, all right. So, and of course, Donna's got all the training issues covered. She's still working on us, but if it's an animal, she's pretty successful with them.
Yeah. Well, it has to do with intelligence. So,
yes, there you go. And of course, on the line with us today as well and helping out with fish is our resident mermaid. We have Kelly with us. Kelly, thanks for helping out.
You got it.
And Kelly, we like to keep an eye on the news, and Brad likes to bring us the news in a little segment we call the National Animal.
Your radio tabloid news source. The National Animal.
All right, Brad, what's in the news?
Usually I edit these back. I can't edit this story.
Oh, no.
Man bitten after putting snake in mouth.
Jeez.
This is incredibly long, but you'll love it. This from Portland, Oregon. Snake collector Matt Wilkinson of Portland grabbed a 20-inch rattler from the highway near Maupin, I assume Oregon, and 3 weeks later, to impress his ex-girlfriend, he stuck the serpent in his mouth. He was soon near death with a swollen tongue that blocked his throat. You can assume alcohol was involved, he said. Actually, not just beer. It was something he called, quote, mixture of stupid stuff, quote.
Excellent.
Calls from cable network television stations poured in Tuesday when he still had sore muscles and nerves from the venom. It happened at a barbecue with friends. Wilkinson, 23, had downed a six-pack, and his ex-girlfriend asked him for a beer. He handed her one, not realizing the snake was also in his hand. She said, "Get that thing out of my face," Wilkinson said. "I told her it was a nice snake. Nothing can happen. Watch." So he stuck the snake in his mouth. "It got a hold of my tongue," he said, or more likely he said, "It got a hold of my tongue." He was having breathing problems when his ex-girlfriend drove him to the hospital. She was the only one sober, Wilkinson said.
Nice.
En route, they spotted a police car and asked for help. His next memory, he said, was waking up at the hospital. Doctors could not get a breathing tube down his throat. They cut a hole in Wilkinson's neck to insert a breathing tube.
Drink him.
They gave him anti-venom, which brought him back. And, of course, Wilkinson, who works in construction, is yet to return to work. His 3 western diamondback rattlesnakes have been removed from his house. He says coworkers have been pretty blunt. They were like, "What the heck were you thinking?" Wilkinson said. The answer, "It's my own stupidity." I really only have one question. Ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, go figure there.
Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, my.
Beer festival for dogs. Dogs are to get their own version of the famous Munich Beer Festival. Dogs that are brought to the Bunter Hund Cafe in Austrian capital of Vienna will be given special beer for canines, pretzels, and traditional Bavarian veal sausage, just like at the real Oktoberfest. Cafe owner Manuela Knusch, who's from Munich, said, "We will even be giving out free beer to dachshunds." As for comment, Jamie Flanagan said, "Woof." Okay. Iguana smuggled in bra.
Oh.
A Russian woman stopped by security officers in Blackpool Airport had an iguana hidden in her bra. The lizard was discovered when a police officer noticed something was moving under the woman's dress. She was stopped, and after security guard found the iguana peeking out of her bra, she admitted it was hers. Police said the woman, who agreed that her pet could go to a new home in Blackpool Zoo, would not be prosecuted. Sue Kendrick of the airport said, due to the security measures in place at the airport, we are used to confiscating many items, but we never expected to see an iguana. I feel sorry for the iguana. Any business traveler can tell you how awful it is to be stuck on any long flight sitting between two boobs.
That's why I go for the window seat.
One more?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Bear breaks into hospital. Doctors and patients were shocked when a hungry bear with a can on its head broke into a psychiatric hospital in Romania. The bear went berserk after getting the metal can stuck on its head, breaking down the entrance door and running through corridors. Doctors at the psychiatric sanatorium in Predil called hunters to help them catch the animal. One of the hunters said the bear was very agitated. It couldn't breathe or see because of the aluminum can that stuck on its head. No one could get near it, so we had to sedate it first. The bear was eventually tranquilized, and the hunters used grease to remove the can from its head before the animal was released in the woods. But after the can was removed, it turned out not to be a bear, but actor Tom Arnold trying to lick the last of the beer out of a keg.
Oh, man.
Those were good.
Oh, you're right. There were some good stories.
Good stories this time.
Something that has come up in the news in the last week, and I'm surprised there wasn't a story in your cache there. Rabies.
Really?
Seems to be on the rise.
Yeah.
And especially in the Midwest. Have you heard about that? And what's going on? They're alluding that it has to do with bats.
Yeah.
And how big of a danger is that? And should we all just start doing getting our bat propellant? I mean, I know that Batman carries shark repellent, but do we have bat repellent we can carry?
There's no need to choke up on the bats quite yet.
Okay.
But the bat in Michigan, for example, the bats.
And weren't we building like bat hutches for bats?
Yes.
Just recently to fight West Nile.
Well, bats and rabies go together. And if you live in a house with too many bats, actually the guano can actually give you rabies. You don't have to be bitten by a rat.
Okay.
A bat. I'm sorry. A bat, the guano, the waste from a bat can give you rabies from a number of them. That being said, the numbers of rabies are way up, but mostly it's because people are turning in more bats with rabies. It's nothing you really need to be afraid of. There's just not that many more incidents of rabies that's statistically important. So don't be too afraid yet. Okay. But again, this is just as a public service announcement, as a PSA.
Okay.
Avoid getting rabies.
Okay.
And like if you see a bat.
I think a bat just landed on our satellite for a second.
Yeah. It's Billy Jack. He's hitting us with a bat. But no, but it's again, I don't want people to be afraid. But again, if you see a bat, don't pick it up. If you have don't stay don't go into bat caves without proper attire.
Well, you can never find the bat cave.
In fact, do you know what animal gets rabies most? What domestic animal gets the most rabies? People always think cats or dogs. No, by far, cows. Cows get more rabies than any other domestic animal because they're always out in the field getting exposed to raccoons, skunks, and bats.
Okay.
So don't be too worried. Shouldn't be too big a thing.
All right. Roark, our buddy from reptilesafari.org, is here to help you with all the cold-blooded critters. You got a lizard that's being lazy. You got a sassy snake on your hands. You got a raucous reptile of some kind. Roark can help you out. Brad, we have another email there that we wanted to
we do.
Get at.
We have a Roark email. Dear Animal Talk.
Yes! You have new mail.
Roark, you just missed a great story about some guy who grabbed a rattlesnake and was showing off to his ex-girlfriend and put its head in his mouth, and it bit his tongue.
I know all about that, but, I was thinking about Donna all week.
Oh, yeah?
Well, yeah. Don't we all?
Oh, yeah, but the thing is, you know why?
Why?
Well, because of gator mania.
Uh-huh.
What's you haven't heard the 11-foot, 10-inch alligator bit the man's arm off down here last Sunday at Lake Moultrie?
No.
Oh, yes. He was snorkeling in Lake Moultrie right near my house.
Oh.
And the big signs say, beware of gators on the beach. And it says, no swimming, no diving. And he went snorkeling. And before you knew it, he comes staggering out of the water, bleeding. And they found a 13-foot alligator in the water with his arm in his mouth. That alligator gulped that arm down in front of over 100 spectators. It has been crazy down here all week. I've done like 9 different radio shows and 3 different television shows.
Oh, that's brilliant.
It's been unbelievable, you know. And the thing is, we have 0 alligator deaths in the state of South Carolina in the history of the state, and only a few attacks in over 100 years. And every time it was a golfer trying to beat a gator or get something away from him, or this unfortunate accident where this guy just ignored all the signs, threw out all common sense, and now he has no arm. And, of course, they couldn't attach it because, the bacteria in the water, the gator's mouth, it's just terrible. And it's a double tragedy. The poor guy loses his arm, and the alligator gets shot in the head 3 times for being an alligator.
Yeah, well, because the guy's a moron.
Something.
Oh, boy.
Well, that makes my little question here seem kind of silly now. But...
All right.
That's okay.
Well,
alligator's nothing but a big lizard.
Well, this one's about a tortoise. It said, would a tortoise make a good pet? How big do they get? Are they expensive? And is it legal? And this is signed Rod. Well,
it depends what state you're in. Some tortoises are federally protected, like the Aldabra tortoise, which is the world's largest tortoise from the Aldabra Islands. That tortoise can get over 500 pounds or more, just like the Galapagos tortoise. And if they're born within a certain state, you can keep them in the states, but they can't cross state lines for commercial permits without a captive wildlife permit. But tortoises, you can start off with something that's like a tortoise called a box turtle if it's legal in your state. They can make fantastic pets. True tortoises can live over 100 years. They can cost as little as $40 for a baby spur-thighed tortoise or a Greek tortoise, all the way into the thousands for those Aldabra tortoises and those Galapagos tortoises. I'd recommend something small and easy to take care of. And the thing about tortoises is that they're non-aggressive because they're vegetarians.
Excellent.
Turtles eat meat. They're omnivores. They eat meat and vegetables, and they can get a little ornery because they have to kill some things to eat them. Not so with tortoises.
Meat, burgers.
Yeah, so tortoises make very good pets. In the reptile kingdom.
Absolutely.
I personally like Cuddles, my little alligator.
Oh, okay.
He's incredible, you know. The only reptile with a cerebral cortex capable of imaging thought, memory, and, believe it or not, they can be trained. Not like dogs, but they can be trained.
Cool.
Pretty much anything can with the proper motivation. Even men.
That's right. Except men, right, Donna?
Well, some men. It just depends.
With the right motivation.
That's what I'm saying. You have to find what the right motivation is. Right.
There you go.
Yeah, that would be a bribe.
Yeah.
What do you think we do with all the cats and dogs? Bribe them with food or toys.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Today, a little extra special help. A new friend. We have Kelly, our resident mermaid, hanging out with us today. Kelly, it's been fun.
Thank you.
We wish you the best with your job search, looking for something in the aquarium world, working with fish, and we hope you find something. And we'll have you back to help us out with more fishy facts as we move along here. And it was great having you with us. Do certainly appreciate you taking the time to join us this evening. And you got one there, Brad?
Sure. Dear Animal Talk.
Read the mail! Read the mail! Read the mail!
This is a great question with our crew here. What is a good starter pet for a 12-year-old girl? And this is signed Millicent. And so we have a fish person here, and we have a reptile person here. What do you guys think? What's a good starter pet?
When I was in college, I didn't have a lot of time to take care of animals, so I got a betta fish. They're probably the easiest to take care of. They can live in dirty water. that would be my recommendation. They're not hard to take care of, and they're pretty.
Okay.
So you can't go wrong with that for a 12-year-old girl.
All right, Roark, what's your suggestion on a 12-year-old?
Well, that what she said was good. It's low maintenance. Hey, and they live in dirty water. College students don't have a lot of time on their hand. I mean, that sounds like a prescription. That's great. Again, except for the fact that you have to feed them often, tortoise makes a fantastic pet, and it lives a long time and doesn't require, a lot of maintenance. It's got the proper temperature, it's got water, and you feed it, and it's good. You don't have to go out and get it live prey. You can shop at the grocery store while you're shopping for yourself.
What kind of a furry friend is good to kick things off with?
Stuffed animal.
Stuffed animal?
No, 12 years old, they do tend to be slightly more responsible than the younger ones, but I'd lean more towards a cat than anything, just because a dog requires so much more, much more of a commitment. So a cat, they're pretty self-sufficient, and they're pretty personable, too, so a kitty would be my recommendation as well.
I'm a cat.
Good possibility.
I'm a cat guy.
Or if you want to have something that you're not going to end up with the litter box, a rat, too, might be a good choice.
Yeah.
Rats are really underrated pets. And,
they are. They're very sweet.
They're not just for pythons anymore. They're really good pets. And so
I get the frozen kind. Cats are intelligent, and they can be sweet animals. Not the Norway rat, but the Indian hooded rat makes a great pet.
Absolutely. Roark, man, thanks, as always, for being with us. Kelly, was absolutely a pleasure for your debut with us, and thanks for being here.
You.
And everybody, until next time, please have an exotic week.
And kiss.
Your wild thing for me.
Thanks for being with us for another episode of Animal Talk. Make sure you do all those podcast things in the podcast places, like, subscribe, leave a comment. We hope you had a little fun along the way. Make sure you head on over to wearingfunny.com. You can grab yourself some gear to show off what a proud pet parent you are. Are you a cool cat mom? Are you a happy doggy daddy? We got all the gear just for you. Hats, shirts, all kinds of swag. Wearingfunny.com. Go check it out and show yourself a little animal pride with Animal Talk. Once again, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here. Have an exotic week and kiss your wild thing for us.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle. Bye-bye.